Imagine a world where vehicles no longer need to adhere to the limitations of terrestrial roads. What could this reality look like? Could we be seeing an entirely new mode of transport hovering above us? Let's think about this for a second. Picture cars soaring through the sky effortlessly, weaving through towering skyscrapers and darting across sprawling landscapes. It's a mesmerizing vision, isn't it? As we advance deeper into the 21st century, we are on the brink of redefining our concept of mobility. Yet, such a world would require a completely new set of laws. Traffic lights, roundabouts, and stop signs could be replaced by air control towers, flight paths, and altitude regulations. The way we think about transportation would be turned upside down. Today, we are going to delve into this captivating scenario where cars are no longer confined by land. The first thing to consider is how one would get licensed to drive, or rather, fly such a vehicle. Legislation would have to evolve. It's reasonable to assume that obtaining a flying car license would be stricter than acquiring a traditional driver's license. The exam wouldn't be about just passing a few road signs anymore, it would be far more comprehensive. Prospective pilots would need to grasp both road and aviation laws. They'd have to comprehend the nuances of air traffic control and understand height restrictions. Moreover, they would have to acquaint themselves with areas that are off-limits for flying. In essence, they would have to be both an experienced driver and a skilled aviator. They'd need to master concepts like air traffic control, altitude regulations, and no-fly zones. Furthermore, speed limits would be another intriguing aspect to delve into. Unlike terrestrial transport, where speed restrictions are frequently decided based on the type of road or surrounding environment, the situation shifts drastically when we're talking about air travel. Here, factors like altitude and the density of air traffic become crucial determinants in setting the speed limits. It's fascinating to note how it can dictate the velocity at which an aircraft can travel. The logic is simple yet profound. Higher altitudes often mean fewer obstructions and thus faster speeds. On-traffic density calls for a completely different approach. Congested airspace demands slower, more calculated maneuvers to ensure safety and efficiency. Higher altitudes might allow for greater speeds, while congested airways would require slower, more controlled maneuvers. Furthermore, the rules that govern parking would have to be fundamentally revised. In an era where cars can soar through the skies, the potential for every single rooftop to be repurposed as a parking space arises. But would an unrestricted parking free-for-all be deemed legal in this brave new world? The real estate of the air requires as much regulation as the one on ground. It would not be far-fetched to anticipate stringent regulations dictating the precise locations and methods of parking, an indispensable measure to guarantee public safety. These regulations would also serve to protect the integrity of our buildings and infrastructure. As we propel into a future with flying cars, it's crucial that we adapt our laws and regulations to accommodate these advancements. Finally, there would be the question of air pollution. This issue comes to light with the advent of flying cars, a new and mesmerizing innovation. The concept, while fascinating, is also a potential environmental threat. As it stands, the skies are already battling pollution. Thus, introducing cars into this atmosphere could potentially exacerbate the situation. Consequently, the implications for air quality could be profound, significant, and perhaps even catastrophic. This would necessitate the creation of regulatory measures to curb emissions. These measures might be even stricter than those currently implemented for terrestrial vehicles. Regulations might be needed to limit emissions, perhaps even more stringent than those for ground vehicles. In conclusion, the future of transportation laws in a world of flying cars would likely involve stricter licensing requirements, altitude-based speed limits, redefined parking regulations, and tighter control on emissions. As we step into the future, we must acknowledge the vital role these regulations would play. They would help ensure the safety and efficiency of this new mode of transportation, and also maintain the balance between technological advancement and environmental preservation. Imagine a world where your commute is free from the constraints of traffic and road networks. In such a world, flying cars would no longer be just a concept from science fiction, but a reality. This transformation would require a major shift in our transportation infrastructure and the rules that govern it. The challenge lies in making this transition smoothly, and this would undoubtedly make for an exciting, albeit demanding journey. we would have to address numerous questions, both technical and regulatory. However, it's always exciting to ponder the possibilities of what the future may hold.